It is in race, I'm pretty sure. Yes, so here we have the qualifying times. Oh. So actually, Itachi, I did not see Itachi actually start second, and Reverso was in third. So our top three in GTE Pro are Gruval with a 358.000. In second is the Porsche driver, the number 226 of Itachi, with a time of 3 minute 58.127. So that is a 1/10 gap. I suspect we'll have an interesting battle at the front. At least I hope so. In third, we have Reversal in the Pepperoni car. Number 36, he did a 358.751. Now, Reversal being the only one in the top three that competed in the first qualifying session. The two others, being Itachi and Gruval, did the second qualifying session. Moving on to GTE AM, Chicken goes on pole. Chicken, the all-consistent podium finisher there. The number 223 Ferrari driver. He starts on pole, and he was actually the only driver to get into the 410s and do it as a clean lap. The only other driver that did a clean lap was Bald Bird, who did a 417.1. I'm sorry, my voice is a little messed up. Don't worry about it. Let's see, yeah, so he did a 417.1 that did put him in 7th. And all the other drivers in front of him, except for Chicken, did dirty lap times, but I think you have to be within 2 or 3 seconds of the driver who did a dirty lap time to get that position. So there you go. Well, I forgot to mention second and third in GTM, my bad. As we have a look here at all the cars going around, that is so many cars. 22 cars there that are racing. This is obviously excluding DJ, who is the safety car, so 23 cars in total out on track right now. And I think we might have a lot of DNFs from disconnects, probably disconnects, because Forza servers are not very stable. In second for GTEM was Nods, who did a 406.585, which was a dirty lap time. And in third was Aiden, who did a 407.886, which is also a dirty lap time. So now let's enjoy this slow lap around the track, and let's head to someone who's more in the middle of the pack. There is a TT, who is in the Ford. You can get a pretty good view of your entire field there. Let us remove the map, just for now. Ooh, that is a weird camera angle, I don't like that. That is the same camera angle from like Forza Motorsport 3, I've seen that. Same camera angle. Oh my god. No changes, eh? No changes. Here are actually the... Oh, so Kaz is racing, so it turns out Kaz is racing. Yeah, there was someone else who went out of the lobby for... that was Swin. There is that very nice livery from Spooky. Is the Le Mans Special livery, one of the few Le Mans Special liveries we have on the grid this race. It is mostly made out of pro cars. There is much more pro than AM, and it has been like that pretty much since the beginning of the season. Let's move on to Gruval. Gruval being on pole for this race. Pretty much on his first lap, he took the best time done so far in the qualifying session and put himself on pole, and then he improved it even further. He was very close to a sub 358, but he said he backed off because he wanted to make that perfect lap. Perfect lap. Pretty understandable. He would, because he's an alien. So we actually have a supporter here for the group. What should I call them? I guess I should call them Mix. So sorry if I ruined that name for you. Let's just see, I think we have two K-Mix drivers here. And so we do have someone supporting them in the chat. So we're going to have a look at Itachi as the race starts to see if he can overtake Gruval by the first or second corner. still have a long way to go. We are about halfway through the lap, and we have not made much progress. If I remember correctly, Valve gave me 125 km/h speed limit when I was safety car for Le Mans. But it looks like he just wants it to be 95 and wants to make the lap as long as possible. I don't know. Understandable, maybe? No idea. While this safety car lap goes on, I will Why am I messing up? I had good sleep as well. 10 hours of sleep. Okay, I had good sleep. And I'm still messing up. I'm still messing up my words. Maybe I need something to drink, you know? Okay, anyway. I'll keep quiet so you can enjoy the beauty of 23 cars in total slowly making their way to the line. Oh no, so we do have a disconnect from Jay. And so that is what I was just talking about. Jay has disconnected. And I don't think there's any way I can quite relay that message because everyone is driving. So that is a disconnect from Jay, I think. Very unfortunate for the biggest race in purpose racing. And that means we'll only be having one of those beautiful livery Porsches for this race. I'm not too sure if Valve will advocate for a restart if he even sees that message, because they are out on track. So that leaves us down to 21 drivers that'll be racing, and then 22 in total. Because we lost Jay, but we have the safety car. If I'm being honest, these things are out on the track, they kind of look like cars to me. Just saying. Going through the last few corners now. This is gonna be good. Well, it better be, otherwise everyone's getting banned. I made that up, but I'm sure Valve will go through with it, ban everyone. We'll just have to see. Let's head to Itachi here, so you can watch the race start. Here we go. The 2 hours of Le Mans, 200 miles of Le Mans. Fluval on pole, Itachi just behind it by 1/10. And it starts! Exciting! And the pepperoni car of Reverso is actually right on coming into the first corner on the inside. See how this turns out. It's going to turn into the outside coming into the next corner. Reverso almost gets sideways but keeps it going. And he is not going to be gaining that position in the second corner. So race action right as the race starts up at the front, but Fluval is sort of running away with it there as the two behind him decide to fight. Let's have a look at Valve here. Valve with his teammate just behind him as well, and they've created a little train here. Or actually the BMWs behind him have lost a bit of time there, and Valve's teammate is fighting him for position. These two are fighting each other as well. Ooh, going wide there. And might get a penalty from that, I'm not too sure. They're still side by side. There's actually two side by sides there. So the two BMW side by side, and well, the two Fords are no longer side by side, but we still have two BMWs side by side coming up into the first, second chain, Never mind, they're coming up to the corner, that's the point. And the Ford's actually going side by side again. And he takes it around the outside there. Very good, and Valve is going around the outside as well. That actually turns into the inside. Did he get the position? It doesn't look like it, but he did defend from his teammate. There's the teammate being Duan. Let's move on to the fight over here. It is quite a close pack there at the back of the pro group. So even further back to our host and the owner of the server, Valve. Chased there by his teammate is actually caught up to the Fords just a little bit through those corners there. I sure do love cars doing things around circles. There is Kaz actually passing Mini there, as you can see on the little leaderboard. Ooh, many lockups is what that looks like there. Duan actually has a little bit of damage on the front, and Valve goes down the inside. Is he gonna make that work? The Ford driver has just a little bit of length on him and has that better straight line speed, so he's just gonna have to tuck in for now. So now Duan is being attacked by the Porsche driver. This Porsche driver has gotten in some good fights in Spa. Still very close, coming up to one of the fastest corners on the track. Ooh, Duan locks up just a little bit and almost taps his teammate. Missed going a little wide there as well. There are two Porsches in there having their own little race. Oh, what just happened there? So it looks like... I'm so confused. Absolute chaos going through that corner. The 3 wide, okay. 3 wide is not very good for a corner. It looks like it's going to become 3 wide again. And Valve is actually on top of this fight here. And he's made it all the way up to 7th. After that weird 3 wide moment. I'm so confused. I don't know what just happened, but it's side by side everywhere. People trying to win it in the first few laps. I don't think that's quite a good idea. But you do what you want, I guess. So it is now Valve, who I suspect is going to be hunted down by Nessia. Ness is actually being attacked by Valve's teammate Duan, and Purcell goes wide. And gets onto the glue. I guess you could call it glue. It just sticks to your car and then it slows you down. And so Duan has made it past Ness, and it is now BMW team 7th and 8th. Valve going a little defensive because his teammate is actually going side by side with him. And Valve, it looks like he lets his teammate by before coming to the next corner. That is the wise move to do. Rather let him escape so you can get the best results for your team. That is some good team play there from Valve. Now it is just about running away from Ness behind. Valve is actually sticking with his teammate, so maybe he might try and go for an overtake again. There's actually some action happening a little further back between Mist and Spookies. That's what that looks like. And Mist actually going a little bit sideways and gets overtaken by Spooky before coming into the right-hander. And it is now side by side between the two Porsches again. This is equal speed. Okay, so Mist does not get the position, and he's now just going to hang back. Let's see if he's going to go for anything. Coming into the corner, I do doubt it, so let's head back to the BMW duo. And Valve has actually gotten ahead of his teammate once again, probably from Slipstream. Slipstream is not very useful in this game, but it does help a little bit, and I'm sure that is what helped him get into 7th place once again. And nothing has quite changed at the front. At all, actually. Nothing has changed for the top 6 so far in terms of positions. It does say they've gained 1 position, but that is because of the safety car, which started first, but is now left the game, I presume. A safety car being DJ the absolute legend. That looks like Duan might get attacked by the Ford behind. actually sticking with his teammate very well. He might go for it on the inside here, coming up to this corner. Might as well call this lock up central, because everybody locks up at this corner at least once during the race. And yeah, that is Doohan locking up quite a bit. I think he locked up at the same spot last time, and that didn't actually help him. So braking later did not quite help him, and it's now side by side between his teammate and Ness. Ness has actually gotten ahead of Valve now. Valve given up the position to the Ford driver. Ford looking to have some great straight line speed. And it is now that Ford who is attacking Doohan. The fight for 7th place here. He's gonna have to try to the next corner. Doohan goes a little wide, but he keeps it on the line. Possibly slowing down the Ford driver so his teammate can catch back up. Ooh. Doohan getting a little quick on the throttle there. But so does the driver behind. Well, I think Ness just went wide. Just a little wide, not very noticeable. Ain't no way, alright. So it looks a little quiet right now until we reach the 2 chicanes. Whoa, okay, so that just looked like Ness completely hit the rear of Doohan, but he did not. That is just the camera angle there, being a little too far ahead where you'd expect it to be. It is Valve getting side by side there for just a second, but then he loses the car. So maybe getting on the throttle a bit too early to try and gain that position, but it has not worked out as he would have wanted it to. Getting very close on the braking. So that BMW good at braking, that's cool. So Valve keeping up with the Ford as he tries to let Doohan escape just a little bit from that Ford's grasp, but we are on the straight now and the Ford goes good on a straight. Who knew? Fords were good at things that go straight. I certainly didn't. It does look like that the BMW is the slowest in the straight line. But we do have a BMW leading, a BMW in second. No, actually, we have a Porsche in second and a BMW in third, I think. I must fact check myself in just a second here, but we are still watching the fight. And now he's going to be going side by side for the next corner, as he does have that greater top speed, and he's right on his bumper actually. So waiting for an opportunity to slip up the inside. Otherwise he's probably going to lose time there. Either way it'll work out, because if he goes on the outside he'll get the inside, but if he goes on the inside he'll go outside. So it's a win-lose situation. But he does not go for anything actually. Quite surprised there. Valve catching up just a little bit on the braking zone. Actually he's lost quite a bit of time coming out of the corner. Gruval with the fastest lap time of 3:58.287. Let's go have a look at what's happening at the front of the pack. Here's our race leader, Gruval, and I think this is his first race back since Spa, which is one race, but you know, it's alright. He didn't do too well in Britain. He had to start from the back, and he did not handle the traffic too well, because he is so used to being at the front. That is a flex, actually. And he is leading the driver behind Itachi by quite a good margin so far. Not a huge gap, but it is a gap. And actually just behind with the pepperoni car of Reversal winning the last race in Spa by almost 35 seconds, I believe. So dominant performance from him. He is now sitting in third. The driver behind being Velo. I've given no attention at all to the drivers all the way at the back, the drivers all the way at the back being those of, such as Nods. These are the AM drivers, who all look like they've been having a pretty quiet race, but it is Nods who leads in AM. So, Chicken has fallen back, I presume, after an incident, and is now behind his teammate there, of Jada. Let's have a look at this fight over here. It is side by side, coming up to the next corner, and Joey actually gets ahead. Oh, it doesn't quite look like it, because Ewan is going for it again, but it doesn't look like it's going to work out. He might have the inside here. No, he doesn't. So not too much going on in AM right now. We don't have many AM drivers, just a few compared to the many pro drivers. So maybe somewhere by Swin. Let's see if Swin's doing it. Swin, okay, Swin just having a very lonely race there. The drivers behind him having a very fun race. That being the fight for 7th. So it looks like a gap has been created between the three now, and maybe Duan can rest just a little bit. Let's move on to the Porsche of TT. That's not a Porsche, that is a Ford. Sorry, the Ford of TT. He is having a bit of a lonely time over there, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. That means you have nothing to worry about and you can just focus on the driving instead of focusing on what's behind you. Here is Kaz. Kaz in 11th overall as well, because there is only Pro and sorry, GTE Pro and GTE AM. Let's head a little further back to the Porsche of Mist. So Mist just has Mini behind him, and I think that is pretty much it. Ooh, and we just cut to Joey going a little wide on the corner there. Let's see if he'll catch up to Nods ahead of him. Nods, who's been going very, very well so far since Spa. I think he actually won the race in Spa as well. He's actually been caught up there by Ewan a little bit after going a little bit wide, and Ewan is going to go from the inside. Yeah, you can make that. So we got the French driver versus the South African driver, and the French driver looks to come out on top, going through the corner here. And that is correct, but now Joey will have that slipstream, that all-amazing slipstream that everybody wants in life. I think that's how that works, right? That's how that works, right? Somebody confirm that, please. Alright, so it looks to be a little quiet now. Ooh, and an overtake we missed. And so now Ness has actually overtaken Duan. So now Duan fallen back to 8th. And Spooky has overtaken Ove. And is actually side by side coming up to the corner here. Valve locking up just a little bit. And Spooky locking up the most. But he does keep it around the outside. And he gets the position there. But Valve's going to get the little slipstream. But that BMW is just a little too slow in the straights to keep up with the Porsche. Although he is catching him just a little bit is what that looks like. I need to change the race info to time intervals between themselves. Let's have a look. Valve was only 1/10 behind. Could try something, did not. Just a little lock up from one of them. He does take a little more corner than Spooky there, trying to gain as much time as possible to the Porsche driver. Ooh, bumper to bumper there through that corner. The late braking of Valve there. But it does not look like it helped him very much because he's lost time through that corner. And I'm just going to have to catch up. Let's have a look at the track map. There is the track map, track map for you. Somebody has stopped on the track. That is DJ. Oh, so DJ, our safety car, is still actually in the race there. There he is, our safety car. You can get a little camera angle from him as the cars fly by. Let's have a look. Here they come. And So someone is actually pitting. Okay, so we have someone pitting there. Or they've just stopped on track for some reason. That is Itachi, who leads. So it appears that the BMW of Gruval is pitting on the early stint there. I haven't actually checked the stints because I don't know where the site is right now. I always get confused. Here come some more drivers. And so it looks like a few people who are pitting. Here they go. Is he getting ready for something? I think he's just positioning the camera for me. What? Huh? You didn't come out of the pit lane. Is the pit lane somewhere else? No, the pit lane's right here, right? Okay, I should just go confirm this for myself. Thank you for the camera angles, DJ. I am very confused right now as to what's happened with Gruval, because it does not look like he exited out of a pit lane. That's the wrong thing. Damage. Okay, so Gruval has pitted. It just didn't look like it because that pit. Clearly, that isn't the pit lane exit; it's somewhere else. And that is correct. The pit lane is somewhere else because now I'm just remembering it. So Gruval did pit and didn't somehow make a mistake on the straight. So, alrighty. But yeah, let's head back to the action there for the battle for 7th. And so Duan has actually re-overtaken Spooky there. And I don't think Spooky... Wait, Spooky... okay, so let's see, who else actually pitted? Did no one else pit? What's going on? Where's, what's that? That's Ness. Just check his damage real quick. Wrong one. That's not damage. Okay, so I don't know why I forgot who was out there fighting for 7th. So Kaz is actually now behind the BMW. Where is... Was it personal? I don't know why I'm forgetting who it was who was fighting for the place there. No, it wasn't. So I think whoever that was, the Ford that I've somehow forgot the name of, has pitted. I was made a mistake. I'm not quite too sure here. I want to have a look at the map. I don't know why this is off. So yeah, there are some cars back there. Who is this? Those... I'm... Is it Mini? Let's check his damage. Was not Mini. It was a Ford. I have to check all the Fords for damage. Here is Gruval. I think our first to pit, if I'm not incorrect. Ah. Could he have DNF'd? Disconnected, maybe? Let's have a look. Or was it Purcell? Purcell, it wasn't Purcell. See if he DNF'd. We haven't had any DNF so far during the race. There's only Jay who DNF'd. That was on the first lap. So I have no idea what just happened to the Ford that was fighting for position earlier. And it could have been personal. I really don't know. Anyway, well, he is fighting for position with the Ford right now. The Ford being in 7th, and Valve. So Valve has actually pitted in the early stint there. There's actually the two teammates here who are fighting Duan for that 7th place. Ooh, Duan going wide there. and it actually gives that position to Personal. So it is now up to his teammate to also hunt down Duan and take the position from him. There's a forward sandwich for Duan. Ooh, oh! It looks like Duan has just touched the rear of Purcell there. Purcell almost gets sideways, but does go off the track, and he's now lost position to both Duan and his teammate. I have no idea what went on there. Oh, and Vona has just DNF'd, and I think that might be him who just went onto the stream. Ooh, little lock up there from Duan, I presume, as he tries to keep the position, and he goes a little wide and cuts the corner just a little bit, and is now actually going to be 3 wide if they can make it. Please make it 3 wide, though. Great. There it is. Looks 2 wide, which is good enough for me. Coming into this fast corner, let's see who's going to lock up. Doesn't look like anyone locked up there, so good job. And TT goes just a little bit wide there. And they are still side by side. And, oh, actually, never mind. It is now Duan who's behind Purcell. Well, it's been like that for a little while now. That straight line speed should let him fly away. All looking very good through that corner. Ooh, ooh, what just happened there? So it looked like TT might have gone just broke a little bit too late. We saw him lock up and then he hit the rear of Duan. Oh. So that is what has happened with Vona, or Aiden, sorry. So Aiden in the Ferrari was taken out by someone who was braking way too late, and didn't. I mean, I don't know if you can really make an effort to avoid while your tires are locked up, but that is some very late braking from a fellow driver there. Let's see who that is. So the offender here is G-Day. So G-Day is the one who took out Vona, and Vona has decided to retire because of that incident. That is at what looks like the first or second chicane. Let's just have a look. That is the second chicane. Or no, that's the first chicane, because the first chicane starts right. What am I saying, bro? Okay, so that taken out at the first chicane by G-Day. Behind. Let's have another look there. Yeah, so braking like he normally would, and then he does get taken out. Now, I don't really know. When you have ABS, you will not be able to brake as late, and I do think G-Day was braking a little bit too late for that corner, or maybe just going for a late brake that he thought he could make. I don't know. It doesn't make too much sense. I don't know. I think maybe the ABS might be the reason for you braking really early. You might have not expected that, and then slammed on the brakes and then hit into you. But I am not quite one to decide. I'm just a commentator after all. So unfortunate there for Aiden. There's missed in the chat of Purpose Racing, not my chat. And so that is him saying he just got... his game just crashed. Okay, so we have a game crash from Mist. It's actually very unfortunate. So Mist's game crashed. Aish, you're... what are you doing? So that is another DNF there. And so it looks like people are starting to drop like flies as they near the halfway point of the race. Still got a little while to go. 4 laps. 4 laps is quite a while. This is a long track. And 24 laps is something you would expect for something like Spa. But remember, this is a 2-hour race, is what this is expected to be. And that is what they want. My power will be going off in 20 minutes, so you will only get 1 hour of footage. Very unfortunate. But what can you do? I will let my Xbox go until my power goes off. Just so we get as much stream time in as possible for Valve. Have a look at that livery. It's very colourful. Right here. Let's move a little further ahead. It looks like... Where are our drivers? There's Duan. Duan's in 9th? Jeez, what happened? So Duan actually, he recently got overtaken by TT and is going wide there as we get over to him. So Duan lost quite a few positions to those Fords behind. I'm honestly not too sure how he lost all that position because he did not pit at all. His teammate did pit, so differing strategies there for the two teammates. Pop a Mentos while I watch this. If I don't choke and die. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Otherwise, I'm probably going to choke and die on stream. Maybe I'll get some clout for... I don't know. Bluevault still with the best lap, a 358.2, so we have not seen someone break into the 357s on camera. Ooh, the Ford driver goes wide and clips the glue sand, and it does not seem to affect him too much because he is still a good amount ahead of Duan. Coming up to the second corner now, or the first chicane of the lap. Seems that whoever designed Le Mans really likes chicanes. Why? Huh? What's going on? I'm so in. I've just been in a different VC on Discord and some other server. Nobody's joined. Which means they didn't get to hear my amazing commentating. Unfortunate. It's not that amazing, but you know, whatever. It looks a little closer than I saw a little earlier. I wasn't quite looking at the screen there. Oh! Duan braking very late, taps the rear of TT, and TT goes for a nice little drift. But he does keep the position. I feel like it would be nice of Duan to give him that position, or let him keep the position. He's now actually very close to him after hitting him in the rear. So we have seen quite a few rear-ending incidents. One has ruined someone's race completely, and one has just been quite a scare for the victim. Scary scenes here at Le Mans. Le Mans. Here is Swin. Swin, the lonely driver of Le Mans. You can get his frame. Lonely driver of Le Mans. There it is. The Twitch livery. He is actually someone who's also made a special livery for Le Mans. There it is. A more simplistic one compared to the one you'd normally see. representing probably a pretty bad platform to stream on right now, but I'm doing it because it's my only choice. You know, that's fine because the car looks good, so who cares? Here's a Sam UK. He also has his own Le Mans special livery, looking very stylish, in the Flying Lizard car. Top on with Velo. Velo has moved up a position since Gruwel pitted on the early pit window. These two drivers are going for the late pit window, and there we are. Oh, hello? Oh, are we still? There we are. So Velo is putting on lap 9. Huh. Okay. Well, that's fine. Let me just check the pole windows. Oh. Okay, so we only have the pits open from lap 3 to lap 23. Because there is 2 mandatory pit stops. Because this is a very long race and 2 pit stops are required. And ooh, Gruwel did not manage to gain enough time to stay ahead of Velo, so Gruwel is behind Velo. I don't suspect it will take too long for him to overtake him, being the alien he is. Oh, look guys, there's a fight. And Duan is getting overtaken. Duan's still not pitted yet. And Gruwel has managed to catch up to him in all that time. That is just a Gruwel moment. Duan is not quite getting out of the way there of the 2 drivers. And he's pushing, ooh, up, and Gruwel just takes it around the outside there. Good stuff there from Gruwel. The BMW's always able to brake very late. So let's have a look at Gruwel's charge to the front. Sorry about that. A little silent there. another driver diving into the pits there. That is the driver Duin. Velo is keeping up with Gruval quite well. Ooh, there's Itachi. So Itachi has actually lost time, and now Gruval and Velo are ahead of him. So that is Itachi down to third. And there is reversal there in the pepperoni car. You saw Itachi sliding on the exit of that corner. Well, I saw because I wasn't quite looking. Having a look at something else right now. What can I say while I wait for something to happen? I don't know. Duin has pitted, so I'd be interested to see where he comes out here. He has come out already, but yeah, he is on the Mulsanne straight, and TT is ahead of him. So not too much has changed. He has lost a position there because Gruval is back at the front. The only person who's really lost a position in the top three is Itachi, who's now gone down to third. And Velo is now in second. Kinda breathing down the neck of Gruval. Doesn't look like it is that case anymore. Let's have a look as he was flying past this camera angle. He's still there, yeah. And Itachi is catching up ever so slightly. Cars driving. Power is off in 4 minutes. So unfortunately, ooh, and there's Itachi cutting the track there. Itachi actually being our only South Korean driver on the grid. There's someone else DNF'd. Somebody else has popped into the stream. Let's have a look as it flips through the standings. Nobody else has DNF, so it is just someone new. Right, yeah. Looks like Itachi has gotten ever so closer, so, yeah, I don't know. Porsche v Porsche is what we're gonna see soonish. He's gonna want to reclaim that second place he started with at the beginning of the race. Not much has changed in the top 6, but from there it's all changed quite a bit. braking at the last moment, locking up the tires just a little bit. And he's actually caught up to Velo because of his late braking. Now Velo here. Velo was actually at Le Mans during the real life race weekend. He took some very nice videos for us, so thank you. Got to see some hot ass cars driving around the track. It was very, very nice. Getting quite close there between the two Porsches. As I glance back at my TV, my power is about to go off in just a minute here, so I'm going to obviously let my Xbox turn off with the power. I forgot to charge my phone. How do I do this? I was thinking, yeah, I'm going to charge my phone real quick just before my power goes off, and then I forget, and it's already 1 minute till the power goes off. Alright. Anyway, I want to at least see this pass before the power goes off here. We are getting some racing action, so that is all I want in life. Just a little bit of action to kick off the stream. Still about an hour to go. We are on our 12th lap, so that marks the halfway point of the race. It's actually 25 laps, or 23 laps actually, because of the one safety car lap. So we had our halfway point just half a lap ago. Actually a full lap ago. Oh, and there's a touchy cutting that same corner again, just like the previous lap. So I'm not too sure what is going on there. We have some more support for the K-Mix cars. I just call them K-Mix. It sounds cool, whatever it is. I don't care. Really, K-Mix sounds cooler. So some more support for Itachi. Their other driver was disconnected. Might as well say the other driver was disconnected, so it is up to Itachi now to win it for K-Mix. It's like quite a few lockups coming into that corner. Still keeping it very close. I'm not too sure what's happened to Groevel, but now it is a three-way battle for first. The same thing happened in the race at Great Britain in Silverstone. Very good race that. I would go watch it on the Purpose Racing YouTube channel. Just saying, go there, go watch it. If you don't wanna, that's fine, because you know it's not super high quality. I am just their only option. I don't quite have a capture card. So it is now over the time my power is expected to go off, so it could go off at any moment. So if the stream suddenly stops, you know that it was because ESCOM did my power off. I don't like you, ESCOM. I mean, I love you, ESCOM. Please don't turn my power off. Which are very unfortunate timing that I'm having my power turned off on the big race, the big one, the 2-hour race. But at least I got an hour of footage in just before that has happened. So while I'm talking, nothing much has changed in terms of position. See, Itachi loses a little bit of time through the 2 chicanes. Actually, have they made it to the second chicane? Oh, I'm not concentrating much. No, okay, so they're coming up to the second chicane now. So he has lost a bit of time through the first chicane there. Now coming through the second chicane, he has some late braking technique. Good technique. Great stuff. I love braking. Braking is fun. When you get it right, it's very, very satisfying. Although, it's not too hard in Forza Motorsport 7, as you only have to go 75%, I think is the max. And if you get it perfectly, I'd say it's pretty satisfying either way. Here they come to one of the trickiest corners on the track, and obviously a lockup. I'm pretty sure somebody locks up every single lap on that corner there. There's the pepperoni car in the background. And the Velo is 9 seconds worth of penalties, I guess. A normal race would be over by now. Actually, a normal race would still be going. But it would be about finished at this point. But there is still another hour for the drivers to go. And unfortunate for me, my power will be off, as I mentioned earlier, just a reminder. So if the stream does go off, it is because Escom has turned my power off. And unfortunately, you won't be able to see the finish of the race. Now, the action so far has been well enough that I'm accepting this fate for me. And, quite happy with that. I don't mind. This is a fate I'm happy with. Because there has been a great amount of action in this nearly first hour of racing. I think we're about 10 minutes off, maybe an hour of racing. I've not been quite counting, because there's a lot of counting to do. And that is Itachi getting very close through that corner. Using all the track he can. He does not cut that part of the track this time. He's right behind Velo. As the rain starts pouring outside. Here we are, let's see what he's going to do. He's not going to go for it. Whoa, he has a little look, but that is not going to quite work out. Right on him now. And they're actually going to go side by side through the fast right-hander. Itachi's going to have the inside, but that's going to turn into the outside in just a second here. And he's going to get the position because Velo goes a little wide. And Velo is not going to go for that. So that is Itachi back up into second. That is where he started. That is where he qualified. There we go. In that fighting, Kruwal has escaped. Just by a little bit. Not by too much. Still enough for Itachi to catch up and Velo. Very good fighting between the two, and luckily we got to see them pass each other just before my power went off. Still has not gone off yet, so Escom giving me an extra 5 minutes to have a look at all the racing. All the beautiful racing. So it looks like that fight is over. And let's have a look. And so actually a pretty good place to put it. We have a fight for 6th there between Purcell and Swin. And so the best lap has actually been taken by Itachi. So Itachi has the best lap of the race. I did not quite see it, but I'm pretty sure it is very similar to Kruwal's. So it looks like we might have a different winner here than we're expecting. Well, this battle rages on. Let's see if we can... Oh, actually it worked. Getting pretty close. I might as well have a look at this now. Number 87. Twitch car versus the Ford. I think that might be a factory team car, because that does look like a factory team car. Pretty simplistic, but also looks very nice, that livery. Oh, he's actually going to try it around the outside. Goes off track trying to achieve that. Just has 2 wheels on the track there, but it does not work out. Let's have a look at the top 3 again. But Itachi's looked like he's actually caught up to Kruwal. So the Porsche looking strong, the Ford looking strong, and the BMW, I don't quite know. The BMW looks very good on braking, all around. It does seem to lose a little bit of time in the straight. But obviously the slipstream isn't too strong in this game, and there's a little bit of a lock-up from Itachi, and he goes a little wide there, losing time to Kruwal, and Velo gains just a little bit there. There's the pepperoni car. I should probably just... It's pepperoni, not pepperoni. There he is. Fourth place finish is what is He's in fourth. Okay, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm talking nothing. Talking bully, hey. Aish. But he is in fourth. He finished first last race after a dominant display at Spa, and is now in fourth. So this maybe not his track. He was fastest in the first qualifying session, but Fluwell took that away in the second qualifying session along with Itachi. And I think that was Velo who also got a faster time. I'm not so sure if he... Oh, okay, so that is Fluwell going for his second pit stop, and now Fluwell doesn't have to do any more pit stops for the race, and all Itachi has to do is go as fast as he can so he can gain more time. He can go longer than Fluwell, because he did go longer than Fluwell just in the last stint. It is only 2 mandatory pit stops, because this is a 2-hour race, so that is what is expected. There is no way your car can make the whole race on just 1 pit stop, unless you, I don't know, maybe have a fuel tank that's bigger than the car itself. Not too sure. Actually, I think a fuel tank bigger than the car itself would do quite a lot. Let's move a little further back to the man who's just pitted. He's actually exiting the pits now. There he is. See where he'll be coming out. He's out in 8th, but is there anyone behind him? Just, oh, there's another one. So he didn't retire. That was missed. I don't know why I thought missed was part of that. My bad. So there is another K-Mix. So the other K-Mix driver, not part of a team, but they are from the same group. He is currently down in 9th. And Itachi, the pride of K-Mix right now, in this 2-hour race, who sits in first after Fluwell makes his second pit stop. A little reminder once again, because it's going on for quite a long time, if I do suddenly disappear, it is because my power has gone off, which it still hasn't, and I sure hope it never does. Please, ESCOM. Stop reminding now. That's enough reminders. Let's hop on board with our race leader. Hop on the roof view so we can watch him do some laps. I wouldn't have the balls to take that line. I did some laps around the MAN. I was slow. I'm but an AM driver, and the AM drivers expected are 407s from the AM drivers. And speaking of AM, let us actually have a look at them. See what has been going on. So Nods leads in AM. So Nods has reclaimed first place. And Joey, let's see where Joey is. I think he's had first place for a while, I'm not too sure. But I thought there was some, I don't know. Just a little while ago I thought Nods wasn't first, maybe he was. I don't know. Bit of a brain fog back then. But it's now the future. I mean, it's now, it's not then. So, you know. A pretty okay gap between the leader and the second place driver. Nods, who's been doing consistently well in AM, in that car. Silva Chevrolet. The AM grid, small as it is ever. Only a couple drivers here. 19 in total right now, so we've lost a few. That includes Mist, Aiden, Jay, who got disconnected during the formation lap. Let's move back to our race leader. Just completed another lap. Let's have a look at what lap that was. Have a look at the map real quick. So there is your map. There are all the drivers that are out on track right now. It's always nice to see quite a full map. So Itachi is done a 358.074, but that is a dirty lap because it has not appeared as the fastest lap of the race. Let's have a look at the penalties, if I can. Penalties. Valve has 16 seconds of penalties, as we just see it go up there. So Valve, with the highest amount of penalties out of anyone, he seems to have a pretty bad relationship with the track limits, at any track pretty much. So I think he might lose quite a bit of positions to that. Oh, and Itachi with a 20-second penalty overall, so he actually has the most amount of penalties. So he will have to be 10 seconds ahead of the nearest driver if he doesn't cut any more to win the race. So that is probably from all those times we saw him violating the track limits near the end of the lap. We saw that a couple times. And Kaz actually DNF'd. So Kaz DNF'd and I didn't even notice. So yeah, Vio on technicality is leading because of the penalty, but he's not leading on track. You'll have to stay within 10 seconds. Actually, let's have a look at Gruval's penalty amount. Let's see. Reverso only has 2 seconds actually. Gruval with 2.5. So Gruval does not need to do too much. He just needs to stay within at least 18 seconds of Itachi to win the race, which I'm sure won't be a hard task for him. And for the driver behind that being Vilo, he just has to stay within 10 seconds. So Itachi, he could be in trouble here. You'll need to make quite the gap, and might just earn more penalties over the race, because there is still quite a long time to go. We have had an hour of racing. On the 16th lap, there are only a few more laps to go here. 8 more laps in total. How far is Reversal behind? Let's see. I want that. Let's have a look when it flips back to Reversal there. Reversal only 6 seconds behind, and he has a 2.5 second time penalty. So Reversal on technicality is also ahead of Vilo. So that would put him, in technicality of course, in first overall, I suspect. But yeah, that is what happens when you don't abuse the track limits, and when you keep it clean, you have the possibility to win a race based on penalties. So there's the best lap there, 358.283. Just a teeny tiny bit faster than Gruval's fastest lap. Power still not off. Sorry. SCOM is being really nice right now. They're giving me a lot of time to babble on more about penalties. So thank you, SCOM. It's very nice of you. SCOM watching the stream right now. Oh, and that is Swin going into the pits for his second pit stop of the day. That means he doesn't have to pit again. And there he is going into his pit box. All those Michelin stickers, or paint, I don't know, it's on the ground, you know, it's there, you can see it. Michelin clearly likes to be in this game, I have a certain suspicion. Let's see where he comes out. That is... He is out in 11th overall. Pretty good, pretty good. and just behind him in the pro class is Mini and Nods. That's not, I mean, just Mini. Just Mini is behind him. Mini has not made his second pit stop. Actually, he is right now. So Mini, as I speak, makes his second pit stop. I don't know if he's gone into his box yet. No, he is not, as he stops to go in his box. Pretty bad job the scripting does there to really put you in the box, or the AI. I don't know what really takes control. All I know is that the AI does a bad job of putting you in your box. I'm just saying. I'd recommend updating it. I'm just saying. And Valve there. Looks like he's having a fight with the AM drivers. So we have a soon-to-be fight with the AM drivers here. Although he is behind them, he's not lapping them, so they don't have to get out of the way. I would like to see a fight between the AM and pro drivers. Just last race, we actually had a fight between AM drivers. I think it was Nods who caught up to some pro drivers who were fighting at the back. Pretty insane fight at Spa for the pro drivers at the back, and Nods caught up. Nods being the leader at the moment in GT AM, and Nods passed the Porsche at the back that he missed. And then the Porsche took him out after the chicane, after the last chicane at Spa. So, yeah, pretty unfortunate. He still won the race. I'm not even too sure if Valve is catching up to these Chevrolets. Looks like Joey's getting ever so closer to Nods. Yeah, he's actually gotten quite close to Nods. So Nods, and he's under threat. That's the point, he's under threat. So Nods under threat from Joey here. Ooh. Nods having some minor problems on the corner exit. But it doesn't look like Joey went for that move. Just to say, this is obviously a fight for the win in AM. GT AM, I've not given any attention to pretty much the whole race. Maybe some snippets here and there, but now that they're having a fight, I can finally give them the attention they deserve. You only deserve attention if you're fighting, which sounds bad, but I don't make the rules, man. I'm sorry, so sorry. And with Velo in the pits, and so is Itachi. We actually want to head to Itachi there. And Reversal now leads as he is not pitted yet. Oh, okay, no, never mind. So Itachi is still in the lead for now. Let's see how close this is. Head to Gruval. Where is he? Gruval on the corner exit here, as the two drivers ahead of him have just done their second pit stop. Let's see how this will end. Oh, he's lost time again and is now behind Velo and Itachi. But he does have a very small penalty compared to them, so he just has to stay within 18 seconds of Itachi and I think about 8 seconds of Velo, and he'll win this race. So he still has a very good chance considering the penalties, but I'm sure he's going to try his absolute best to pass Velo and try and catch up to Itachi. So Itachi gained a lot of time through those stints there. While I wait for that to happen, if you know what I mean, I'm gonna head on over to this fight over here that I didn't even know was happening. So it is Duan who was fighting with Ness. So I think it was Ness who was fighting with Duan earlier that I was confused about. Here we are, BMW versus Ford once again, just like earlier in the race. Very entertaining battle there earlier in the race. 10 out of 10 would recommend watching once again when it gets uploaded to YouTube, or when the replay is put on Twitch, because it will be there until it's put on YouTube. And Duan is very close. Oh, makes a lot of time on that corner exit there, and it's almost side by side, but does not quite have that straight line speed. Oh, never mind. Alright, so he does have that straight line speed, and he goes flying past the Ford there. And he takes that 7th place. So Doohan is back in 7th place after a long time of sitting and driving. He's now back up to 7th, but I suspect we'll see some more fighting as Ness brakes much later than the BMW. Something you don't see from the Ford, braking later than a BMW. Quite surprising there. He's now going to have that straight line speed and that slipstream coming up to the next corner. Just to give me a second here while this goes on. I'm trying to find something. Yep. Let's have a look. Has anything happened? No, it doesn't quite look like it, but Ness is close. And Purcell is actually catching up just a little bit there. So we might have a 3-way battle. Whoa! And Ness loses the car through that corner there. I'm not too sure how that quite happened. Maybe he locked up the rears, which I don't know why the rears would be locking up. Why would you do that, Valve? Because these cars are all tuned the same. Valve has made tunes for them, and he's trying to make them as equal as possible, which he has done a very good job of doing. Five laps to go, which is still a long time considering it's Le Mans. The power has not gone off yet. So Escom, if you are blessing me, thank you very much, Escom, for feeding me power. That's very nice of you. But if you turn me off, I'm gonna find your headquarters and I'm going to do nothing to it, because that would mean more power off, which is, you know, bad. Alright, and so there is Ness going into the pits for a second stop. And so I'm presuming or assuming, I don't know, which one would be is better. That doesn't matter. So that means the 7th place of Doohan, I'm not too sure if he has pitted yet. Let's have a look at his damage. He is not, so he is going to be pitting soon. And he's probably gonna put this lap, I'm not too sure. But he does have a very low amount of fuel, and his front tire, the front tires are getting absolutely murdered on this track. And can I explain it like you would expect a commentator to? No. Clearly I'm not that cool. Maybe in the future. So we have some telemetry from the BMW. I'm so sorry for learning anyone that uses horsepower, because I don't. I use also kilometers per hour. Kilometers per hour is so much cooler than miles per hour. Sorry, Americans, or whoever else uses miles per hour. I don't know, hardly anyone. How many football fields per second is that? I mean American. In South Africa, we also call it soccer, despite being colonized by the English and the Dutch. So, you know, still for some reason call it soccer. I can't explain it to you. And our leader is still Reversal, because Reversal's not pitted yet. He's gonna have to pit soon, because I'm sure his fuel is screaming for a refill. Go over to Swin, who's been having a lonely race the entire race here. And obviously, as I suspected, nothing's happening. Oh, Purcell, either locking up or getting a bit too eager on the throttle there. Puts up a big puff of smoke behind Doohan. Doohan with 17 seconds of penalties, what? The two BMW drivers, the teammates Doohan and Valve, do not like track limits. And 15 seconds for the BMW driver behind, so Doohan just has to pull out 2 seconds on Purcell to keep that position at the end of the race. Let's head back to the front here. Itachi has made a gap on Velo. Oh, and he goes wide there. There goes Velo through that corner, and there is Groevel in the background who's lost time to Velo. But he does not have too much to worry about. He just has to stay within 18 seconds of the driver in front, which would be Itachi, but Reversal has not quite pitted yet in the Pepperoni team car, or Peroni. I think it might have a different name. I'm just assuming it's the Peroni team. I'd be interested to see what penalties Groevel has, but I'm not getting quite the opportunity to, and I don't want to change the data type. It still looks like it's 2.25 penalties for Groevel. And as you would expect, oh, Itachi has gone up to 26 seconds worth of penalties. Itachi is not having a great relationship with the track limits right now, and that is going to lose him the race lead. Because Velo and Groevel are not far behind. So that could be even a 4th place for Itachi, because reversal is still a thing. And he also has a very small amount of penalties compared to Itachi, and Itachi just keeps racking up penalties there. Itachi is actually now in first, because I for some reason didn't notice reversal pitting. So now reversal is in 4th. Let us have a look at... No, let's put that off. Distance from leader. No. Time behind leader. Now this is the stuff I do want, because I want to see the total time reversal is from Itachi. Itachi with that hefty penalty. Itachi has done a 358.481 on the last lap. So he does have good pace, but he's got a lot of penalties. That is 9 seconds from the leader. Is that what that says? So I think that is what that says indeed. So only 9 seconds behind the leader is reversal there. Although that doesn't quite make much sense to me, but okay, I'll just trust you, Forza. I would think it'd be a little further behind from him. Actually, there they are up there, so that does seem a little more realistic. And Velo only has 1 second to him. 2 seconds. Does he? Yeah, that is in fact the truth. Unless, okay, maybe this could be including the penalties, because Velo doesn't. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't quite look like he's within 2 seconds. I don't know. I don't know why it's not showing how far Groevel is behind the race leader there. I actually have no idea why it's not showing, and I will never know why it's not showing. So right now, Groevel is quite safe in the position he is in, because the drivers ahead have hefty penalties from abuse of the track limits. Rightio. I mean, it sort of looks like it could be 2 seconds worth of gap. Not too long to go now. Just 3 laps. Yeah, 4 laps. Nah, more like 4 laps. Gotta think a lap ahead. So 4 laps. It'll be 3 laps in just a second here. Well, not just a second, but more like 4 minutes. As Forza loads absolutely nothing, like it usually does. Let's head a little bit further to someone like Swin, who once again has nothing going on. There's just a Ford driver a little bit ahead of him, and that is the driver of Purcell. Where is Doohan? Doohan is behind Ness, and Purcell is Purcell, you know, he's Purcell. And Ness is, I don't think, I think he's gotten ahead of Doohan, because Doohan was ahead of Ness, I think. I can't remember. I don't quite have that remembering thing that goes on. I have dementia, but I don't have dementia, I think. Oh man, I don't want to have dementia, that stuff sucks. They're a minute overall behind the leader as they cross the line to start their 21st lap. Getting close. We could see another fight ensue here between Ness and Doohan, and it does quite look like that will be the case. Let's have a look as we have a look, and have a look and have a look at the same time. He is side by side, but it does look like that superior straight line speed of the Ford is going to run away. It's not by much, but I think Doohan can still send it down the inside coming up to this corner. He does have space. He has the thing, okay, you know, he's done it. He's up into 9th, so some good braking there and a little lock up just to show for it. He is now up into 9th, which I think might go down because there are drivers ahead of him who have not quite pitted. So there it is. Fight that has been pretty much going on for the whole race changes position once again between BMW and Ford, doing a Ness. Let's have a look at our host, Valve, and also once again the server owner, also having a lonely race. So it looks like we have a few lonely races for BMWs. So he's also probably gotten a lot of penalties, because last time I checked he was 15 seconds with the penalties, and that was quite a few laps ago, so I don't know. Let's go to Itachi, our current race leader, but I don't suspect for too long because he has, I think, almost 30 seconds worth of penalties. Let's just have a look here. Penalties. Ness with only 2 seconds of penalties, Doohan with 20 seconds of penalties, and Ness has also just gotten ahead of him once again. Wait, has he? So, Ness has gotten ahead of Doohan and I didn't see it. But at the same time, Doohan has 21 seconds worth of penalties, so all Ness has to do is stay within like about 18-19 seconds of Doohan, and he gets a position. Just 2.5 laps to go here, and one of the greatest races we've seen at purpose racing, on purpose. I don't know, whatever. Did I just see someone with 21 seconds worth of penalties that DNF'd? Actually, I'm gonna have a look at that again. And Itachi are 29 seconds, so nearly 30 seconds by 3/10 there. He has of penalties, which definitely does not help his chances of winning. Just a ooh, Ness sliding on the exit of that corner and gives the position to Doohan. That That was a DNF with 18 seconds. TT. So TT did DNF. When did he DNF? I didn't see him DNF. He probably got disconnected. So many disconnections on this game. Hopefully they can, you know, fix that in the next motorsport game. That would be real nice. Close to the end here. Doing racks up 24 seconds of the penalties. I'm actually interested to see what Valve has. And somehow Jay has racked up penalties despite being DNF'd for the whole race so far. I'm not too sure how that works. See, Valve, as we have a look, has gone up to 19.5 seconds of penalties. And I think he might just lose position to the Ford behind if he keeps this up. How far behind is the Ford from him? Time to toss. Proval now 2 seconds behind Velo. So Valve has 20 seconds worth of penalties. And the driver behind, I need to calculate this. How many for Swin? Asking penalties. Why aren't you racing? What are you doing in this chat while you're racing? You're racing. What are you doing here? You're racing. Okay, so he wants to know how many penalties for Swin. I might as well accept your request because you have asked me. I'm sure you'll be disappointed to know, but Swin is a very clean driver. Let me just have a look here at the penalties. Swin has 6 seconds worth of penalties. So I somewhat clean, and you have 18 seconds, I think is what that said. So unfortunately, he will not win on penalty. I will not win, but get that 7th place on penalty. Although I suspect there are some drivers who have not pitted yet. I'm not too sure. Let me have a look at who's ahead. It's Purcell. I don't know if Purcell's pitted. Let's have a look at his damage. Can I have a look at his damage again? So Purcell, I think he's done a second pit stop. So yeah, Purcell is comfortably in 6th right now, and Swin in 7th, and Spooky in 8th. Spooky, I just have to mention it with that sweet ass livery, the Porsche. There it is. You can get a pretty good look at it as it rounds the few corners that we have left. On this track right now. And for anyone who does not know, this is a livery based off of the Porsche 963 livery that was raced at the real life 24 Hour of Le Mans. The factory Porsche team used this livery for their 963 and they didn't do well. So rest in peace Porsche Le Mans, win hopes for 2023. Because they did not do well in the race. He has replicated the livery very, very well, and has managed to fit it well as many wells. As I'm having a look at a picture here of the 963 and its Le Mans livery. I do love me some good livery specials. Anyway, let's head back to our current related. Why am I messing up my words? Why am I and we get a purple heart from Spooky while he is driving. I have a feeling that isn't too good for you, Spooky. I'm just saying. You are on a straight. These are long straights, so you got that kind of time. I think you should get star points for that. Here is our pepperoni car. Sorry, pepperoni. I just have to call it pepperoni, otherwise it doesn't feel right. Anyway, as I was saying earlier, here is our race leader. I suspect not for long, because of his really massive penalties. And we just see Ewan over there having 19 seconds worth of penalties. That is the AM driver. I think who's in third? I wasn't having quite a look. Yeah, that is Itachi with 32 seconds worth of penalties. Ruval with 4.25, and the driver just ahead of him. Let's just have a look at what that was. And Velo going past a lapped car there of G-Day. G-Day took out Aiden in the first 2 laps of the race. Rear-ended him at the first chicane on the Mulsanne straight after he tried to brake way too late. You can see the puff of smoke come from behind Aiden. Sorry, you can see the puff of smoke come from behind Aiden as G-Day was trying to get the car slowed down. And unfortunately for Aiden, he was a victim of a late breaker. I don't know why I'm struggling with my words so much. Am I tired? 10 hours of sleep not enough. Do I need 14 hours? I don't know. Maybe I do. Last lap. A 2-hour race. Been an adventure, man. So many good fights. I remember this one. I remember this one for a while. It's been a good one. And so far, it's looking good for Gruval, as he's gotten the least amount of penalties so far, and he's looking to be the winner of this race. Penalty, not on track position. Let us have a look at Gruval. Yeah, not too far behind the driver ahead of him. He's actually gotten himself 6 seconds worth of penalties there. Gruval, why am I missing? Gruval, yes, that guy they were currently having a look at in the Kirby BMW. The cutest livery on the entire grid. You just can't beat it. Number 66 is currently leading on technicality because of penalties from both the drivers in front of him. And Itachi having just a little over, or about 2 seconds over, the last time I checked on him. A little bit over 32 seconds there. And the driver ahead of him. Let us have a look as the race nears its final stages. Or it's in its final stage. Let's. Okay, I need that. But I need the penalties. Here we are. Have a look at the penalties of the top 3 drivers. Itachi 33, 18.5, and Gruval the 4. No, it wasn't 6, it was a 4.25. So yes, Gruval right now is going to win the race if he keeps behind them like this. He's not too far behind Itachi. Let's just have a look here. Distance from leader. No. Time behind leader. Show me, show me, show me. I want to have a look. I want to have a look. This could end up being pretty close. This is the race you want to win. This is the race everyone wants to win. It's important. Okay, well, of course it doesn't show how far Gruwel is behind, just to build suspense. Well, I don't suspect that he's, 28, I think. No, probably 30 seconds behind. He's not 30 seconds behind. As we go through the last few corners after a great race. It comes to an end as Itachi is going through the final few corners here. But I don't suspect it is a win. Ooh, and he gives it a little bit of style points there. Just to cap off a pretty good first race there. And so he comes through to cross the line, but we don't know if that is a win yet. Here comes Velo to potentially finish second, sorry. And here comes Gruwel, who has probably finished first there because of penalties from the two drivers ahead. So I think Gruwel is your winner here. At Le Mans. So just an early congratulations before we check who actually finished where. Let's have a look at Nods, who's been pretty much leading the race for most of it. Alright. Yeah. It's actually gonna end up being a pretty close finish between first and second here. It was only a 1 hour 41 minute race. And they come to the last few corners, and it's actually Joey who is very close to Nods here as they come to the last few corners. Okay, going through the chicane here. One could have more penalties than the other, but it does look like Nods, who's going to head to the last chicane here, is going to take that win in GTEM. A very, very close finish right there. And between the two, and that does look to be a win for Nods in the GTEM class. Now we just have to wait for the rest to finish their own races. Let's head all the way to the back with Jide. I know I said Jides, Jeddah, because he's got the K. I removed the K from my head. Ooh, that is Sam. I think what is that? Sam's AI? Is Sam just not finished yet? No, huh? No, Sam's finished yet, right? Yeah, he's slow through the corners. So that's Sam's AI that has just overtaken Jada K. So his name is Jada K instead of Jade, and I think Jada K is pretty good. Currently battling Sam's AI. Oof! Almost rear ends the AI. So it is a fight between JDK and the AI of Sam. So Sam's AI defending from the AM driver. This is a pretty interesting sight to see here. And here JDK comes finishing his race here. What a race. We can have a look at the results just so we can see Hruval, who I'm pretty sure won that race. And there it is. Hruval winning the race by 6. Ooh! Reversal second. So because Reversal and Hruval managed to stay away from the track limits, it is the top 3 in GTE Pro being Hruval, Reversal, and Philo Itachi finishing 4th because of his penalties, 34-second penalties there. And Sam only 4 seconds behind because of the penalties. If he didn't make so many mistakes on that, he could have been 4th as well. And moving on, like I said, 4th Itachi, in 5th was Sam, in 6th was Swin, in 7th was Purcell, in 8th was Spooky, in 9th was Ness, in 10th was Duin, in 11th was Mini, in 12th was Valve, 13th, sorry not 13th, in GTEM, our finishers in 1st were Nods, in 2nd Joey, 3rd Ewan, 4th JDK, and here are your DNFs. Quite a few DNFs here. We're just going to ignore DJ because he was the safety car. Let's just see. So Joey had 13. Okay, Joey had 10 more seconds of penalties than Nods. He didn't have much to worry about. Right, that is it for the 2-hour race, or 1 hour 40 minutes. A little less than I expected, but either way, that is the race right there. So congratulations to all, good job to all, and until next time, when we go somewhere else. I don't know where we're going next time, I didn't check. All I know is that I don't think this race can be topped. Goodbye, and thanks to anyone who watched the replay.